Welcome back to Portland International Raceway. Before we begin our second race of the weekend, we have some special guests here to start us off with the most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Race 8 is underway. F1 gets another great start off the line. And 3 wide into turn 1, and Hawks has to cut through the chicane. He backs off a little bit to let Smokey back by. But it doesn't look like he let off because Rich Minkler was right next to him and he didn't relinquish that spot, so he may get a penalty for that. And sure enough, just got notice from the stewards that Seahawks will be forced to do a stop and go penalty. Wow, what a terrible way to start this race. But a great way for F1 as he picks right where he left off there from the previous race and has the lead. This is where the cars try to take advantage of that draft, get back up on the bumper of the car just in front of them to try to make a pass. And we'll keep an eye on the leaders again because they had a real tight battle all race long. And it looks to be the same way this time. And we're on lap 2. This again, mid-pack is bunched up. And there's Seahawks. He's going to peel off and go through the pits to serve his stop and go penalty. So that's going to put him in last. Still a lot of race to go, but it'll be a tough one to recover from. And this is Vaughn and Custom. This is a battle for 14th. Got a lot better start this race. And Vaughn gets around him. Custom's having a little bit of trouble with the handling of the car, and that's Old Slow Fred gets into the back of Custom and punches him off into the grass. And as you can see, Old Slow's going to let Custom back by. Good sportsmanship. And this is lap 5. You can see the cars coming through the chicane. And this is between this White Wolf and Tony. And there's Kelly, and Wolf's got a great run exiting out the chicane. Side by side with Kelly, this is for 6th. And Wolf is going to move into that position, gets a little loose, still bumping. Tony right into the back of Kelly. No room at all between any of these cars. And to top it off, Don makes a move and passes Helios. This is trailing Tony. I'm sorry, this is Don. Don and Tony, door to door. Another bump. And that's going to send Tony off into the wall. Comes straight across, takes out Helios. A lot of aggressive driving going on. Tempers will be flaring. And this is Tin Bear, who's done a great job this race. He's currently in 11th and passes Jarhead to move into the 10th spot. Tin Bear spent a lot of time this week fine-tuning this car, and it looks like it's paying off. As the cars wind around the last turn. And that's Tony, who had some damage from earlier in the race. Loses it and goes into that tire wall again, so not doing his car any favors here. And this is a battle for the lead. Stinky on the inside of F1. And F1's going to pull away a little bit. But Stinky will have another chance heading into the chicane. So we'll continue to watch this. Very evenly matched drivers. But F1 really appears to have his car tuned for this track. And this is Smokey, who's currently in the lead after most drivers have pit. And it looks like he'll run through and get some new tires and some fuel. And Kelly as well. So the last group goes through their pit cycle. And this will put F1 back in the lead with about 10 laps to go. He's on board with Hawks. It's a battle for 10. Getting a draft on Jarhead. Flashes his lights to let him know he's there, so he'll move up and take that position. This is lap 18. And this is on board with Ted Bear. Jarhead managed to get by Seahawks again, and Seahawks brakes way too late, locks him up, hits Jarhead, and now Ted Bear's going to take advantage, and he'll move back into 10th. So Seahawks continuing to struggle this race. And this is a battle for 5th. Kelly makes a nice move and passes Brent. So he keeps working his way back through the field. F19, F1 continues to lead. Stinky just about a second behind, followed by Smokey in 3rd. So the top 3 are just separated by about 2.5, 3 seconds. As the cars wind through turns 7, 8, 9. Like Tim Bear's put a little bit of gap. And Seahawks takes out Jarhead. Jarhead's got to be furious. Hawks just has a little more pace than Jarhead and just not being cautious enough, and has really made several mistakes this race. And now a battle for 13th between Jarhead, Boza, and Lawyer. And Boza and Lawyer side by side. Lawyer loses the back end, hits the wall. Looks like he'll be able to get back on track, but didn't do the front end any favors. Once again, back to the front. On board with Stinky. As you can see, his tires are really starting to show some wear. He's moving back and forth, trying to keep that car in a straight line. Getting more and more challenging as the race moves on. Just waiting for F1 to make that one mistake so he can pounce. And F1 has not put one wheel wrong here this entire weekend at PIR. Set the pole, won the first race, and will bring home his 2nd victory of the season. Sweeps the weekend. Stinky will take 2nd. And our newcomer, Rich Minkler, will get his first podium here at GBR and only his 2nd race. Kelly will take 4th and Brent 5th. F1 fan dominates the weekend. Outstanding driving. Here are the results. And our standings after 8 races, Stinky holds the lead, comfortable lead. Smokey 2nd, Hawks in 3rd, and F1 fan just over 40 points behind Seahawks will be a definite threat for a top 3 this season. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week as we travel back to Australia to Mount Panorama.